gosh, like Dennis, I'm ready to jump out of my seat, but I knocked some things over. It has been so much fun as someone who's been working with Denis for a lot of years now. I have met incredible people, both known and not so well known, that all sing the accolades of Denis. There are a lot of people that teach and talk. We're part of a powerful industry of transformation, but there are a few torch bearers. In fact, Brian Tracy called Denis in an email. He called you the father of self-development. And to be called that by someone like Brian Tracy, and at the same time, everyone who meets you talks about how they feel so special in your presence. It doesn't matter if it's the nurse that I got to meet, or it's Les Brown's son as a young child, or it's me, you paying $1,000 debt. You barely knew me, and we'll talk about that later. But there are so many people that that was in my 20s, by the way. There are so many people that you just impact, not only from the content that you give out, but from the place of heart and meaning. And all the leaders that have gathered here are gathering here because we're saying we want to drink that in. You represent the kind of leaders we want to remind ourselves of to be, and we want to sink into, yes, that's who we are. So we have some of your colleagues, Bob Proctor, Les Brown, Joe Vitale, Dr. DeMartini, on and on, Forbes Riley, Marie Diamond, that are here in celebration of you, many of them teary-eyed, accepting that invitation. And then we have up-and-coming thought leaders who are out there doing huge things, like the gentleman who created varsity cheerleading as a brand and took it to $1 billion company, got it in the Olympics, like crypto bestie. I mean, we've got so many thought leaders here, all in celebration of what you represent, and also in honor of your new book, The New Psychology of Winning. So Denis, LA Tribune, Mo Rock, everybody behind the scenes for partnering with us in this tremendous event. It's just going to be monumental.
It truly will be monumental, and I'm so excited to be a part of this. And I want to thank Denis Waitley for allowing the Los Angeles Tribune to be an official partner, and for me, Denis, to be a part of your legacy is the honor of my life and career. So I want to thank you for that opportunity. And already we have people just 5 minutes into the New Psychology of Winning International Tour, literally from all over the world. Look, we have people tuning in from Kuwait. So this is absolutely incredible. We have people registered from over 30 countries to be a part of this incredible program, where we have some of the most incredible thought leaders in the history of personal development together at the same time, at the same place. Whether it is Denis Waitley, the father of personal development, on down. And we all know, Adora, that this industry of personal and professional development that has impacted and changed lives would not be what it is today without Denis Waitley. And we at the Los Angeles Tribune want to make that point very clear, and we want to preserve that historical fact, and that's a big part of our motivation for doing this the next few days. We're going to give the floor to Denis Waitley to just share some general thoughts before we begin with our first thought leader, who's going to join in and have a conversation with us. Denis, any final thoughts before we invite our first incredible thought leader?
Well, first, it's a real honor for me, and I don't have an ego, and I gave up my ego as a little boy, and I'm glad I don't do it, because this is an overwhelming honor, and it humbles me beyond belief. But some of the people on this are the greatest thought leaders in the world, and I'm honored to be on the same platform as they have, because they've influenced my life as well. So I'm excited about listening and watching and learning from them. I'm going to take notes along with everybody else. And I just want you to know that winning is never whining. Winning is coming in fourth, exhausted but excited. It came in fifth last time. Winning is treating animals like people and people like brothers and sisters. And winners make it happen and losers let it happen. And life is a do it with God, for others, to myself project. And I looked in the mirror and saw my greatest problem was the man in the mirror. So I'm going to take the man in the mirror and turn that out to you and see if I can give you take-home value based on the number of mistakes I've made through my life. I've made more mistakes because I've lived longer than anyone on the call. So since I've lived longer, I've made more mistakes. And if you don't repeat them, that's called wisdom. And I'm hoping that I have some wisdom to pass on to the new generation, the next generations of thought leaders. And I'm going to try to give as much take-home value and receive as much take-home value as I can. I want to thank you again, Mo, and thank you, Adora, and thank everyone for being part of it. I'm ready to go.
Thank you so much, Dennis. And real quick, before we bring in our guests, just want to point out that we have folks already tuning in from Malaysia. We want to say hello to Malaysia. Want to yet again say hello to Kuwait, and we want to say hello to Canada. And so people from over 30 countries have registered for this preeminent event of the year. And with that, let's go ahead and start talking very briefly about our next guest. Of course, she's a friend to the Los Angeles Tribune. Many people in this community know her. She has sold hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars worth of product through the television. Of course, we're talking about one of the few females in the personal development space. Dennis, when you began, I don't know if there was any well-known female speaker in personal professional development, and even today there's only a few. But Forbes Riley is one of those few. I can think of a few more: Dr. Natalie Forrest, Sharon Lecter, but Lisa Nichols, who's also been here on our network before. And Forbes Riley, of course, we're going to spend a few minutes with her here. Let's go ahead and pull her in. Forbes Riley, welcome to the new Psychology of Winning tour.
Good morning,
my dear
everyone.
Forbes, you are muted, but it's okay because it is 2021, and that's part of daily vocabulary, it seems. You're muted, I'm muted, unmute. So it is all good. And Forbes, welcome to the new Psychology of Winning tour. How are you, and welcome?
I am wonderful. It is a beautiful morning here in Southern Florida. Dennis, good morning. Adora, you know I love you. We are in business together. Mo has been just a dear friend. And I will tell you, that's one of the greatest part of life is the people that you've met along the journey who you've kept close to you. And almost every one of your speakers coming up, from Les Brown to everybody. I feel honored to be part of a community. And I am excited to talk to Dennis, too, about the place of women as motivational speakers. I'm on tour right now with Deepak Chopra, Les Brown, Damon John, Prince EA, Eric Tom. Hear all the men? It's me, Mel Robbins, and Sharon Lecter. And you're like, wait a second, where are the girls? So I'm excited about the new female psychology of winning.
I am too, Forrest. In fact, women make great leaders. I've looked in history at the greatest leaders of the world, and a lot of them have been women, and we need more women, and I think that's happening faster than we thought. More women are starting businesses than men. More women are graduating from college and also starting businesses, running businesses, and in fact, there are more women billionaires than there are men, because most of the women in the world have had to come up with their own bootstring. They didn't inherit it from their husbands. So I'm excited. I think women are at least as important and maybe better as leaders than men, because they listen and they network and they care about the health and education of their children. So I'm all for women, and not just condescending. I mean it.
Well, no, and I appreciate that.
Most important. And Forrest, I'm going to listen to you and take notes.
Well, you are absolutely so very sweet. The other thing that I admire about you is at 88, that's when I met Jack LaLanne. That was the biggest infomercial we ever did. And for the next 8 years, by the way, you're not going anywhere, he and I created $1 billion product with his Jack LaLanne Power Juicer. So the next thing that we also get to talk about when I come back is about aging into wisdom. Let's not dismiss people who've been there, and I'm excited to listen to all that you have to say. Hey, everybody, I'm going to take a quick couple of minutes, and one, in honor of Dennis, I like to redefine words. If you followed me on television throughout the years, one of my focus is health and wellness and fitness. I've grossed a little over $2.5 billion in that industry between infomercials and home shopping product sales. But I will tell you, being fit from the neck down is vital. You can't, I think UB Blake said, if I knew I was going to live to 95, I would have taken much better care of myself. Well, today is that day. So I created the word diet to be D-I-E-T. Instead of pain and suffering and deprivation, D-I-E-T became decisions I eat today. And for me, that helped me overcome my weight struggles and made me very present. For me, MOM became another acronym that I changed, because many of us, my mom has been gone for 20 years. I can only remember so many things about her. But when I had my two beautiful twins, it was, Mom, can you change my diapers? Mom, can you do? I was like, wait a second, how did Mom get to be a wine? And I changed it on its side, MOM. And I redefined it to be moments of memories. And I can sit with my now 18-year-old twins and we can reflect on that moment we were standing on the top of the Great Wall of China as a family. I don't know what I had for dinner last night, but I can remember what I had dinner that night. And so moments of memories became very important to me. And so when I knew I was doing this with Denis, I took W-I-N and thought, So W for me is wonderment. I approach life as a little kid. I see miracles every day. And I find miracles in the most delicious of moments that I think many of us are so busy doing that they pass by and you're complaining, right? So one of my moments of miracles was when I got pregnant with my twins. I was 41 years old. That's a little old, right? But the doctor came in and said they were conceived on March 20th. It hit me that that's my mom's birthday, the first year after she's gone. Is that a miracle, a sign from my parents? And then the most beautiful moment was they are going to be due 9.5 months later on December 7th, which is my dad's birthday. Now, I don't know who or how they planned that things. I just took that moment and I took that beautiful moment and I decided that I was going to have the healthiest, most amazing pregnancy. And Denis, I pushed out, operative word pushed, 2 7-pound healthy babies at 42. Primarily, I think, because I believed so strongly. I fed them so well. I thought about in fact, when the nurse walked in one day, we were doing a little nuco translucent to see the health of the twins. They could see the boy, but they couldn't see even the sex of the other baby. And she started to rattle off. She said, well, there's a 62% chance of this and a 42%. I said, leave. She said, what? I said, get out right now. Just get out. Doctor came in and said, you okay? I said, yeah. I said, you don't know who you're talking to. I don't need to hear statistics that don't matter. I have a 50-50 chance the child will be 100% healthy or not. And either way, in my mind, he or she already is. Please don't put a thought in my head than what I have. And I think we live in a society with television and movies and Facebook where bad thoughts are inundated everywhere. And your job, I think, is to continue to do this. So that wonderment is just push out all the negative as soon as it comes in so you can thrive. Do you agree?
I agree completely. In fact, you said it better than I can. I wake up and say, safe again, let's go.
Yeah, and I just say, this side of the dirt, congratulations. I roll over and hug my man and say, and I really do, I open my eyes, because there are moments I can very clearly remember due to stress, and that's the biggest killer for most people, in a hospital bed for 10 days. I didn't know if I was going to survive after a last-minute kidney stone. And I remember waking up every morning and seeing that environment and thought, please, dear God, whatever it takes, I'm not done, get me out of here. And every morning I wake up with this beautiful sense of gratitude. I don't want you who's listening to this to get to that point where you hit a wall and go, dear God, thank you. Wake up every day and just acknowledge how beautiful it is to breathe, how nice it is to walk outside and feel the miracle. So W is wonderment. I was innovation. I think you don't even need to find a new idea nowadays. There's so many ideas that are out there. Innovate instead of just totally be. And my dad was an inventor, Denis. He had a garage full of stuff. He was a magician and an engineer, and he created things. He never got any of them out to the world. I have a vision. I'm sitting in the garage one day on a stoop, and he says to me, kiddo, how do I get my ideas out to the world? And I said, Dad, I have no idea. I'm 8 years old. But the funny thing is, Denis, the world pushed me to a world where I did infomercials, where for many years of my life, I took inventors who write on napkins, who dream in garages, who are almost ready to get divorced because their wife's like, just it's never going to happen. And I gave them a platform and an opportunity to see their dreams come true. And wasn't it Zig Ziglar who said, if you give enough people what they want, they'll give you what you want. I made millionaires. I made success stories out of dust. I didn't do it for my dad, however. And so that is a heartbreak. He's also gone 20 years. And so W-I-N. And so the N was two things. I love to redefine words, and the word no plagued me for a long time. I'm a bit of an introvert, and if you said no, I would kind of wither away. I didn't release a lot of books. You are a master at that, because I didn't want to get rejected so many times. And I had to sit with myself and say, what does no mean for me? And I flipped it on its side like I do, and it became N-O, never-ending opportunity. When someone gives you a no, I turn to them and I say, really? Thank you, which blows their mind. Who says no and you say thank you? And then I immediately say, what would it have taken to get a yes? And very often they will tell me. And sometimes in that moment, I'll flip it around and actually get a deal out of a no. And so that has been, so WIN is wonder, innovation, and no. Or now, when you want to take action, right now. Do you agree?
Absolutely. Action TNT, today, not tomorrow.
I
love wonderment, innovation, and I also love the idea of no being, I don't know enough yet, so I'll be ready to say yes when I know more.
That is so beautiful. So now I've decided in this next chapter of my life to take my name and flip it on its side. Forbes. A very unusual name. It's a family name, and you love the story about how my grandmother, because it's not my grandmother's married last name or my dad's birth last name, but they couldn't get my uncle into engineering school back in the 40s with a Jewish last name. So she went to the Yellow Pages, which you and I still know is a thing, and went boom and picked this name. So the name meant a lot for me, and it became my first name. And so Forbes is a book. And so I'm going to run this by you. The F is going to stand for foundation. How important to you is a solid foundation?
Completely, because without the floor, the ceiling comes automatically. So you need a floor, but you don't want to put a ceiling on the floor.
What is one of your health secrets? Because I divide foundation into personal, professional, and physical. What's one of your secrets that you could share with us? Because you look pretty damn good.
Well, one of my secrets is I love life so much I can hardly wait to wake up. I want to live at least to be 100. I'm so curious like a child. So I hang around with younger people. My secret of health, hang around with young people and never stop using your brain. If you don't use it, you will lose it. So I'm using every part of my body, especially the brain.
Well, I love that. You know, Adora, I hadn't really thought about this. Dennis, where do you live?
I live in Rancho Santa Fe, California, near San Diego, so I live up in the woods.
All right, well, we need...
And bobcats, so.
Have you ever seen my fitness product?
Yes.
Well, I need to send you one as a gift to celebrate today, Adora. I'm happy to put this in the mail for you. I will get your mailing address because I will tell you what, when you go out for a walk and you have this thing spinning, it just invigorates you. It doubles your heart rate. And for the last 12 years, it's my pride and joy. And for your health and your wellness, I'm sending you one.
I can hardly wait. I'll use it.
That is so awesome. And real quick, I want to point out this incredible comment that we got from the virtual auditorium from Candace, talking about how she, ever since she read Seeds of Greatness, she has wanted to inspire the same way that she was inspired by Denis Waitley. And this is the kind of impact that Denis Waitley has made in people's lives. This is the kind of impact Forbes makes in people's lives, that Brian Tracy has made in people's lives, that so many of the thought leaders that are joining us here have made in people's lives. And real quick, I just want to, as we wrap up the last 10 or 15 minutes or so that we have with the incredible Forbes Riley, I want to ask Denis if he has anything he wants to share to this incredible person that left this beautiful comment in the virtual auditorium. And folks, if you've been touched, moved, and inspired by Denis Waitley, let us know in the comments. This is your rare opportunity to be able to share that message with Denis. If you have not yet signed up to be in a private Zoom call with Denis, that opportunity is still available. You can go to wintourvip.com, and we have a very rare opportunity to have an intimate session with Denis Waitley, as well as an intimate session with Forbes Riley and other surprise celebrity guests that we're inviting. But Denis, let's talk very quickly after Adora chimes in about Seeds of Greatness, and if you want to share anything to Candace. Adora, please.
Yes, I just want to add that Candace also said that flourished into a 30-year military career as a female. And Denis, I know you started in the military, so before I want you to know.
Well, Candace, you know, we have a lot in common. You have the seeds of greatness within you. My grandmother and I planted a victory garden during World War II, and she said, whatever you put in the soil, if you nurture it, will come up. It comes up as advertised. I said, but what about the weeds? She said, the weeds blow in. They don't even need watering. You'll have weeds every day. You'll never get your garden right, but the seeds of greatness are within us all. And so my goal in life has been to plant shade trees under which I'll never sit. And Candace, you already have the seeds. In fact, you've harvested the seeds of greatness. And I look to you as a woman leader and an ex-military like me. You know, we paid our dues in the military service. I went to the Naval Academy and became a Navy pilot off a carrier. But, you know, my greatest moments are being part of a team, and to plant seeds in other people. And I can only thank you for taking the seeds of greatness and making them your harvest rather than just words in a book.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. And that is so incredible. And Dan says 30 years in personal development. Dennis was the first I listened to. And of course, I'm pretty sure Forbes and Adora, and I don't know if Dennis, you can confirm this. I think that The Psychology of Winning is the all-time best-selling audiobook in personal development. I think it's even superseded Earl Nightingale's The Strangest Secret and many of the other ones as far as global reach and the amount of people that have heard it. And so that is truly remarkable when you think about how many people you have impacted over the course of your life with your voice, in addition to your words. I mean, many people have impacted folks through their words, but I think when you impact people through your voice, it hits people much deeper, much harder. It's almost like a best friend. And it's almost like someone speaking straight into your soul. And this lovely veteran who you just addressed has also reciprocated and said, "Thank you, Mr. Waitley. God bless you." And this is absolutely incredible. But I believe that is true, Dennis, that your audiobook is the all-time best-selling audio program in the history of personal development. What an honor that is, and what an incredible legacy. How does that feel, Dennis, to know you've impacted so many people globally?
Well, it feels really good and humbling, but I have to admit that it was Earl Nightingale who did the introduction for the album. And so Nightingale Conant are responsible for making that happen. They used their mailing list to build an unknown. So I was an unknown person that Earl Nightingale got behind personally. So I have to thank both Roy Conant and Vic Conant, Nightingale Conant, and Earl Nightingale for pushing an unknown into the known. And so I'm very fortunate that that happened during a time when America was really looking to win, because we weren't winning at the time. So I happen to have the good timing as well. And I'm just very humbled by it. And I never take that as being something special. I feel I'm just one of the orchestra, and I just happen to be the older member of the orchestra that's sitting up in the 18th row playing the oboe in God's orchestra. So I'm not impressed, but I like to express myself. When I say I'm not impressed, it's an honor and a privilege. I just hope I could live up to the words that are spoken. I'm finally having to live the life that I talk about. And that's happened very late in life, and I'm finally having to be the guy behind the curtain that actually behaves according to the psychology of winning.
Wow.
And Forbes, what do you have to say about the impact that Dennis has made? And, being somebody, Forbes, that also impacts people's lives. When you hear someone like Dennis, what does that mean to you, since the two of you live your life in service of other people, just like so many of the people that are joining this program? How touched, moved, and inspired are you by Denis Waitley, Forbes writer?
Well, I also heard Dennis's voice. Between Dennis, Tony Robbins, and Les Brown, those are the voices that got me started on a personal development path in my late 20s, early 30s, when it was very dark. It was very hard to find people who pushed you and moved you and spoke that way. My parents didn't speak that way. Community didn't speak that way. Television didn't speak that way. To hear positivity, to hear that you can win, to hear that you have greatness inside of you. And I do Les Brown. I literally can wake up going, I got to be hungry today. That's like God walking through people's voices into your heart so that you can move forward. And Dennis, you were very much on that list very early on. And like we started, Adora, there were just no female voices, but I heard maybe God was a guy for a while. I'm not sure. But I will tell you what's interesting now, Dennis, is that you and I are talking, is that because of Zoom, and how does this affecting you? Because for me, it's so profound. I have a physical audience on Zoom that I see, hear, and touch around the world, from Zimbabwe to South Africa to Singapore to Antarctica. I've actually now can see these people. How is that actually in turn affecting you? Because I think this is a miracle of our time and the only good byproduct of COVID.
It really is a miracle. And before we give the floor back to Dennis, because that's such a powerful question, Forbes, and we definitely want to touch base on technology. And this is really a long conversation. This program is one conversation, and people are going to contribute, and other people are going to come in and contribute. And so we want to thank you, Forbes, for joining us here, and we want to thank you for your amazing time.
You're welcome.
And we are ready now to bring in our next incredible thought leader. And Forbes, you are truly the person that we wanted to open this up because you're special, you're incredible, and you're one of the few females in the personal development arena. We honor you for joining us. And now I would love to talk a little bit about our next.
Well, hang on one second. Let me just say a good goodbye because I love you, Mo, and I know. Here's the thing, you guys. Well, this will be the greatest event ever. You guys have a string of people for the next couple of days that is so off the chart. I will be tuning in all day and listening, as I advise all of you to do. From the best pitch person, you need to listen. Dennis, I will definitely get your address and send you a spin gym so that I can connect with you. For any of you reaching out to me, just go to ForbesRiley.com. Stay connected. There's free gifts there always. Happy to love on you, teach you how to pitch, and show you that anything is possible. Adora, you have my heart, my girl. Enjoy this beautiful, beautiful 3-day experience with the greatest minds on earth. Dennis, you deserve it.
Greatest minds on earth. Thank you. We love you, Forbes. We appreciate you and we honor you. Greatest minds on earth. Speaking of greatest minds on earth, I've been very privileged to
So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. It is called The Psychology of Winning. Hello, Miss Ira and Olga and everybody here and Renee. I am very honored to be on the stage. It is a long, beautiful day with these guys. They're going to have, the list of people is unbelievable. Right now, Dr. Joe Vitale is coming on. I highly advise that you tune into this. How do you find it is a question. Well, I think if you go to Facebook and look up Mo Rock and look up the Psychology of Winning tour, you will find it all. I think it's also on my homepage. Samantha, hello, my girl. I want to give you a big hug from everybody here on my team to your team. Lots of love, and I will see you soon.
Reunion, if we will, because I know a lot of your friends from that blockbuster hit are also part of this incredible tour. But real quick, just what are some general thoughts on Dr. Joe Vitale before we bring him in? Dennis, please.
Well, in fact, Joe is somebody I've learned a lot from. It's amazing that he and I have not spent more time together because I've spent a lot of time with him, watching his videos, getting in on his podcast. So I've known Joe by, shall we say, by proxy. And what an honor it is for me to finally be able to chat with him in person. That, as Forbes said, what a wonderful opportunity through Zoom, because we should have intersected many years ago. But Joe was one of the principals in the seat.
Hello, welcome to Mama Sue's Kitchen. Breast. Cucumbers. So we're just gonna
celebrity TV host, million-dollar entrepreneur.
the biggest mistakes that SNL
business. You've wanted to do this for a while and you haven't done it. I want to show you something. Take a look at this picture and tell me what you see. Remember those pictures where you can see like the grandma?
and email address, and she will respond as soon as she is available. If this is an urgent matter, please text her. Thank you for calling, and don't forget to visit www.mckennareillysboat.com.
The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye.
I need, you gonna make some eggs?
I'm gonna buy them first.
I thought you went there yesterday. Did we leave the cookie and ice cream in the car?
No, I ate it.
You did?
Oh.
Oh.
See?
Okay.
Can't you tell? See?
I gotta get this somewhere. I guess it could sit over there if it had to, couldn't it?
What?
That by the desk is here until we sell it. I don't think we can move it, can we? Falling apart.
I don't think that guy has enough money to pay us.
Okay.
So.
And no hits at all?
Well, he said he was gonna pay.
No, not him.
I know. He said he was gonna buy it, and then so I took it down.
Oh no, put it back up. Don't take it down. You never take it down until there's money in your hand. That's just my kind of rule of thumb. Please can we get the new GSD dates for the following the November 26th summit? Well, be careful out there. It's wet. People are crazy. And you're going to Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
Could you get some cream cheese?
Cream cheese?
Yeah. So November 26th is a Friday.
Is it a futons?
Oh, yeah. No, it's not a futon. It's a couch with a trundle. Trundle. I sent you the entire description in an email or something I forwarded from you from the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And you use that picture?
We have plenty of pictures.
I know, but it's a real, like, it shows it in a magazine.
Marketplace is unavailable right now? Fuck. God damn it. Something just wasting my time.
Unavailable? Okay.
Cream cheese, you said?
Yeah.
Please see those opportunities because of your awareness. Your awareness of here's the opportunity.
Decide about the
I
card,
would.
what you want?
No. I don't know why. More nervous than excited.
Had I not
You've reached McKenna Riley's voicemail. Your call is very important to her. Please leave your name, telephone number.
You could, okay, we could conceivably book it this Monday. Hello there. All right, so I have a question for you. One of my girlfriends wants to book the studio for half a day on Monday, this Monday.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure what we can offer her. Can we offer her 2 of the same camera? Like, can you see if Chris will let us borrow that or have him come in?
Well, like I said, he's going to charge us $100 for his camera a day.
Okay.
He just needs a camera. I mean, I got lens and everything else. So.
Well, she kind of wants a... I have to see what she wants, so...
I mean, how many cameras does she want?
I don't know, but if we needed a second one, will you just ask if it's available for Monday?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Hello?
Sorry, you wanted me to ask if he's available or the camera's available?
Well, let's just start with the camera and just ask him perhaps. I'm trying to negotiate a deal. So it's first the camera, second him.
Okay.
Okay, and how much? Hello, how are you? I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. I got everything to Elle. We spoke. Is that all that she needs and she's good?
Okay, cool.
Good. You had called. I'm a little stressed out. I'm doing my first live event in 2 years. There's just so much going on here.
We don't have to talk right now.
Well, no, but tell me what you were looking at, what you were doing, and what you might need.
Well, I'm looking to do an infomercial for a guy. He was hot to trot when I talked to him. He's locked into this marketing company that does the stuff for Tucket, and he's spending $50,000 a month with $2,000 in sales, and he's basically stuck. So he basically kind of backed down until January. He said he wants to talk in January. So what it is it's a facial cream that basically takes your wrinkles away.
Okay.
And it's also a anti-aging pill. So it's it's a summer product and what a lot of people have, but it's a very unique ingredient in there that makes it different.
Got it. Well, okay. Thank you for thinking of me. I appreciate that.
Well, we talked about doing one like that before, so I thought about you.
I thank you. How's everything else?
Kevin's on board, so my
don't have a problem with him at all.
Okay.
Well,
what about him on you?
I don't know. I guess you'd have to ask him. I've never done anything to him. And honestly, that's a funny thing. I don't know. I know James has me all over his website.
You know how the whole third party world works.
Well, here's the thing. I don't respect James Malinchak at all. I just think that he is not honest. He was using my stuff inside of his site and made, never offered anything, yelled and screamed at me, called me names, and then went off and did the same thing to Kevin, and then went off and hired Kevin back. And I'm like, I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I don't know everything. I don't know. It's so weird just talking to everybody. It's like, it makes me sad, to be honest with you.
Well, I wish that he hadn't done it. I mean, he still has my video promoting him, so he's actually leveraging and using me, even though he doesn't like me at all. I find that.
So weird.
You know.
I basically stopped coaching with him for a while. But he did some good things with me, and so I'm probably going to jump back on board. But
I actually think he's an interesting teacher. I think he's just a strange man.
He's just all about himself.
Well, that's unfortunate.
That's really what it all comes down to, right?
Well, what's annoying is that he is very smart, and I really liked what I'd gotten from him. But I don't know what it is. I think it's two things that I could never change. One, that I'm a woman, and two, that I'm not as time-oriented, and I'm much more free-spirited, and people cry around me. That makes him very uncomfortable. Okay, I can't change those things. I run my business the way I do, and I gave you a lot of time and energy and built some things and honored people, and all you did was just complain, He literally called me and said, Scott thinks you're horrible, and someone thinks you're horrible. I'm like, okay, I don't know why they would think I was horrible, but thank you for saying that to me. Okay. And back then I wasn't coaching.
He said some things about Scott. I don't remember what they were, but about his clients or something. I don't know.
It's just, he never got married, did he?
I don't even like to listen to it, to be honest with you, 'cause it's like.
Yeah, he never got married, did he?
What's that?
He never got married?
Oh no.
I think that's indicative of a strange personality. I don't know.
You know what's very weird about that whole thing?
What?
They both post all the time on Facebook.
Uh-huh.
Never seen one post with them together.
Well, not any. Are they still together?
I think so.
Oh, well.
I asked him about her. He freely gives me comments about her.
And you get along with him just fine?
I don't get along with him just fine. I get along with him.
Have you seen him blow?
I think that what he does, I think he definitely helps people. And that's the most important part of coaching. I don't think he goes above and beyond.
Well, he will if you pay him. He's very oriented that way. But I think he's very paranoid. Like, paranoid to the point where he, literally, and has no problem yelling at people. Like, dude, you don't get to yell at me over whatever. It's very strange. Like, wow, you have a strange energy about you.
Yeah, let's not talk about him. I don't even talk about him.
And then with regard to Kevin, I think Kevin's just fine. Kevin's never hurt me at all. Well, that's not true. I don't have a talk show because of him, but I don't think Kevin just does what Kevin does. Both very men who are very self-oriented, and I don't know what to say about that. Who have trophy wives. That's a kind of an interesting mentality too when you have a trophy wife. How you view women.
Yeah, Kevin's the most down-to-earth person I've ever met in my life, to be honest with you. Whether you're rich or not rich, he just seems like a nice guy.
He is. I just wish that he hadn't taken my talk show out of my studio. I wish he hadn't done that.
What did he do?
I created a show with a guy named Doug Scott and did it for 2 years. And when I brought Kevin in, he and Doug got buddy-buddy and walked out the back door and decided to do it cheaper. And obviously didn't have to deal with Tom. There were obviously some issues on our side. I don't think it had anything to do with me, but Tom's a little relentless in the studio, and Kevin thought it was okay, and then Nelson never said anything.
And I know Kevin's tight with Bergeron and stuff, so I got to be careful when I bring clients around that they don't get like swift away,
Oh, they'll do that. And Corey, I mean, I don't know if he's still working with Corey, but that's another nut job, Corey. I brought Corey into my studio as well, helped him along when he needed it, and he stole anybody that he could. And I'm like, fuck you guys, don't do that. The fuck.
We gotta have non-disclosures with everybody now. It's just unfortunate.
Oh, you know what? That's my business part. Let me get to McKenna. I will talk to you later.
Well, call me because I want to talk to you about this book I'm launching.
Okay. Have a rocking day, baby. I will talk to you a little bit later. Thank you. Bye, baby. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Couple of things. So, did we straighten out boardroom?
The emails thing?
Well, here's the thing. Not even the email, just accountability. As in, Cindy just wrote me that she signed up for a year, so she got no emails. And when I asked Kimberly, she said, well, Milo was handling it. I said, well, then Milo screwed up big time because nobody showed up in class last night.
Oh, alright. I'll fix that and I'll send out apologies personally.
I mean, because I don't need, and I said to Kimberly, I said, where's the 2020 spreadsheet? She was, there is none. I said, then how do I know who's in class? There's supposed to be 12.
Well, because the SOPs and all that stuff kind of fell apart for that.
Yeah, but those are our most loyal students. They don't get to fall apart for that. And to tell me that Milo was writing the emails or handling it, I'm really upset.
That's not correct.
Well, that's what Kimberly said to me.
Okay, well, that's not what Mila does, so that's what Kimberly does.
Well, then she passed off the blame. And like I said, it's a little challenging because however we feel about the class, we still have students in there. And we have, if I can't see...
Okay, I got it. I'll send out apologies and make sure that everybody's in the correct space.
Okay, good. What's next? Real summits.
What about them?
They
need a date.
They need dates and tags, and my thought was to do the 2 following Fridays. December 3rd and December 10th for 3 hours the first time, 2 hours for the second time.
What?
I'm going to do 2 classes with these people.
I'm in my car right now. Do we have to do this right now, decide dates?
Well,
when is the...
They're asking for it. I'd like to do dates today, yes. I'd like to get that handled and get her everything that she needs today. So do I need...
Okay, well then, they don't need tags and stuff from me today. Just respond with the dates that you want to do. Tell me the dates again, though.
It'll be the 3rd and the 10th of December.
From what times? From 10 to 1?
Sure.
Okay. Anything else?
What are you doing today?
I'm in Fort Lauderdale.
I thought Fridays were our day to work.
Not after this week. This week I needed a break because next week's going to be super stressful, and then, yeah, every Friday is yours, but... This week was a little too much for me. Emotionally and everything, I was like, it killed me.
And so, getting ready for Forbes Factor's not happening today?
What do you need me to do? I got my stuff ready for it. What else do you need from me? I can't have, it's one day, I'm working. What do you need? Like, what do you need?
The page for the upsell.
Well, you told me not to start on that because you haven't confirmed on that.
No,
and we already talked about this. The 2 pages for the events and the photos are being built, and the radio show page is being built, and then the upsell page will be started on Monday.
Okay, I'm going to run out of time to see these and confirm them, and I want to know they're done. I don't want it last minute. I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Well, that's what happens. We waited last minute, and pages can only get built so fast. So what do you want me to do?
Okay, we waited.
We're building them.
Okay.
So I can't build them any faster.
Okay.
I mean, if you give us more of an idea of what you want, it would be easier to get it right on the first try instead of always having to go back and over again. But, I mean...
Are all the contracts and ready to go for Forbes Factor? All the paperwork.
Yes.
Can I see that?
Not in a place. No. They are. I can send that to you later today.
Breakthrough. Do people get emails through Breakthrough before they attend class?
Everybody got emails. I went through and checked it with Kimberly.
So I'm adding somebody. I just added somebody last night, and I think I'm adding one more person to Forbes Factor.
Added them like you said, like you could come without them signing up through our automation.
Nope, they signed up.
Or they signed up.
They signed up. Everybody signed up.
Then they should be fine.
All right, what's the story with Ann Kesselman?
What about it? She bought a ticket. Did she buy the VIP ticket? I sent her the page for it.
Well, somehow I didn't do this, but her and Mike ended up on the 2020.
Oh, she asked if Mike could come, and so I thought that would be okay if she paid for the VIP.
But she didn't pay for the VIP. She has not paid, and I already wrote a note to her. She's not written back to me. If I don't see 1997, then we have a problem. So can you handle that, please?
Okay. Wait, but does Mike get to go then?
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, I guess.
Well, I thought because Zan and Tom and them.
Yeah, if she pays the 1997, yes. She's getting a I'm just remind her, please. I don't want to handle this. She's getting a $10,000 deal for, yeah. No, actually, that's true. Yeah, it's $10,000 for half of that. Yes. So she just needs to pay the upsell. So she's not done that. She said she was having an issue doing that. It never went through. I don't want.
Yeah, for some reason she was, but it made no sense because literally, like, I feel like she was bullshitting me because like 3 hours earlier, someone went through and did the upsell and it worked fine.
Well, I think she's bullshitting as well.
I was like, okay, I'll just send you the page. But I did send her quite a few links, so I'll give her a call.
Okay, just to follow up on that, what's the story with Christian?
What is the story with Christian? I was going to call him on Monday and get payment for the $2,000 from him.
Okay, is he not doing VIP?
I don't know. Can he afford that?
I don't know. Why are you waiting until Monday? Why wouldn't you just do it today? The closer it gets to the event.
Why don't you call him and ask? Why don't you call him and ask?
Because you're more administrative. I'm the teacher. I don't want to be calling our students who I'm.
I told him Monday he would need to make the payment of $2,000 before the event.
Okay, I just want you to clarify that and just be on it so that he is very clear about that.
Okay. What else?
I don't know at the moment. Those are the top things on my head. What are you doing in Fort Lauderdale? Okay. Oh, I know what you're doing. Have fun.
Okay.
What about this? Wait, what?
Working.
Okay, what about the schedule? People ask me about the schedule for the photographs. Is there a schedule?
Okay. I booked it. I did it in Calendly and Google and Calendly for in our account. So I will get those sent out to people as well.
One of our girls needed to go first. I'm not sure if it's Caroline.
Well, she better book it first.
Well, I don't know if it's Caroline or one of them, but I need to make that happen. You giving me the link to that as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, are you doing one too?
Not at all. No, it's your link. I just want to be able to see it, access it, and give it to people who are asking.
No, I mean like, I thought you wanted it because you're like booking a session too, and I was like, what?
No, I'm just wrangling. Now we've got 24 students. It's a lot of personalities. I think
I low-key am a little worried about that, not gonna lie.
Oh, I'm fucking seriously worried about it. Well, Adam is going to really bother me, I think, and that's going to be an interesting issue.
Why is that?
Because I don't know if he's got brain damage, but literally the other night in Mastermind, he just wouldn't stop talking. I'm like, I got to cut you off. I got to get you quiet. You can't do this. Because I don't want to have to kick him out of the class. But you don't get to talk. You don't get to...
Like, what do you mean he wouldn't stop talking? Like,
he wouldn't stop unmuting and butting in while I'm talking.
Oh, really? Like you weren't even talking at him? He was just like, he would just, like, do you have an example?
Like 6 times.
But like what? Like, you would be like, okay, so we're going to talk about...
Well, hey, everybody, I just want to say Forbes is absolutely wonderful. I just love Forbes. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But you know what? I just want to tell everybody how much... That's exactly what he did. 6 or 7 times before I had it. I know.
Holy shit, that's gonna be
I know.
I'm so not even
I almost want to call him and refund his money. I almost want you to call his sister Shalom and say, look, we noticed some very disturbing, and if you want to help me do this, we noticed some very disturbing behavior in Mastermind. We don't know your brother, but this is a very intimate event with all of our students. He's the only one who actually hasn't gone through the training. Can I talk to you about this for a second and we just have a real conversation? And her name is Shalom Weiss, and I think you need to do this as the administrator because I didn't like what happened, and he's the only one I'm nervous about. Everyone else is my student. They know who I am and what I've gone through. He's a raving fan.
Why don't we say Forbes made a mistake? This event is only for our students.
And since he didn't end up, well, okay, because she took the training and not him, which I felt very uncomfortable about. But again, I don't have really administrative, and it all kind of happened too fast. That should not have happened that way. But I would like you to just call me.
Wait, why? Okay, first of all, that's not fair. You're not administrative because you never even spoke to me about this.
It all happened while I'm teaching, and I teach too many hours to remember what happened after things. So, I'm not saying it just happened.
Like, how is that? Like, that doesn't seem okay. How did, like, I don't know. That doesn't seem right. Like, someone else can't take the training in place.
Well, here's what happened, and I'll send you her email. Her email went something like, I said, well, for Adam to take it, it's $2,997. And she said, well, you offered free media mastery, and I took that, so can I pay the $1,997 for him? And I'm like, fuck. Wasn't really thinking very clearly, and now that I'm listening to him.
Okay, but Forbes, that's why you send things to the support email.
I send a lot.
We answer the support email. And you know what would be helpful is when you forward the emails, if you write what you want to be written back, and we can formulate it in a better response. I
agree. So right now, I'm just not, okay, right now I'm handling all that I'm doing and the administrative part and forwarding things. And when it goes to support, I don't know what the answers are. I don't know who those people are. I don't know what happens to all of this stuff. And I'm getting some of it half-assed, so I don't know what to do. I feel very paralyzed. They're your team. I don't get it. And then when things like boardroom all fucking fall apart.
All I hear is complaining, which is great, but I don't give a fuck. What do you want done about it? Do you want the emails forwarded back to you? Give a constructive, what do you want done?
You very carefully pick and choose. McKenna, I don't know what I want done right now. Let me just handle one thing at a time. Here's the thing. I don't know. I don't trust my support team that they're going to handle things and get things to me that I need to see because you guys are too busy protecting me from bad things. And I'm like in the dark half the time and I don't appreciate it. There's no place where I can just go and... Right. Okay. So you can say bullshit all you want. I'm sending you this woman's email. I'm thinking we need help here.
To do this.
What?
How the fuck you... Okay. You're saying we're keeping you in the dark, which we are not. We forward you emails all the time, and we never get responses from you.
I respond all the time. I respond all the time, and I'm working very hard to respond, so I don't appreciate that either. But here's my question to you right now, one thing at a time. Here's what needs to be handled. I'm sending you Shalom's information. Her brother's name is Adam, and I think it can be a thing of going, they booked their hotel, they booked their flight. I need you to step in and go, look, we noticed something very disturbing. And I just want to talk to you about your brother. We have kind of a...
Can you actually, hold on. I'm not going to remember this and I'm not going to do this right. Can you forward me the email chain and then write this response of the, we noticed something very disturbing in Mastermind thing, and I will get that done today. But it has to be in an email to me.
Okay. Because I think a lot of the things that he sends are, yeah. And
What do you mean? What, is he sending stuff to you?
Here, I'm going to send you everything that he sent. His name is Adam Weiss. Here, just sending just the things that he sent, McKenna. I just can't have somebody being disruptive in our class.
Do I have to call them, or can I just send an email about this?
I think it's a conversation.
I don't know these people, though.
I know that. Then that's okay. I'm forwarding the last couple of emails to you. Take a look at when are you going to get where you are? Where you're going to be? You said you're working.
I can get to the... that's relative. It's kind of rainy and shitty here, so I can go back and do some work. I'm tired as fuck because I just drove 5 hours for no fucking reason, and I'm so fucking pissed off about that.
Because why? Where were you headed? To go surfing?
To go do my global entry card, and I forgot my fucking passport on my fucking couch on my fucking room, and they don't take the image of it. So pissed.
I'm
okay,
sorry.
so, I need to do, let me just write this, all the crap you just asked me to do real quick. I need to call Ann Landstrom, no.
I'm going to handle
We need
Ann.
to talk about Ann Kesselman.
Actually, Shalom is in Fort Lauderdale. She's a yacht saleswoman.
That's cool. I think we're going to go on a yacht today.
Okay, so Shalom writes, I sent this all to you. But I think what has to happen is, make sure I sent this to you. He was the guy who was going to pay crypto, didn't pay crypto, and I don't even care if we have. I don't even care if we have to pay their plane cancellation fees.
You really don't want him in the room.
I think it's a problem. I think, and I think it all. Well, and I think you can really kind of get away with it by saying, look, because he didn't take the class, he's at a massive disadvantage. Everyone else is a graduate of almost all of her classes, and it kind of fell through the cracks with the way you guys did it, buying each other a ticket, you showing up, him not showing up. And if this is
why did you say this fell through the cracks of our administrative team who have not let this happen?
Yeah, I mean,
this is something Forbes. I'm just gonna say this is something Forbes personally orchestrated that slipped through the cracks on our team side.
Because I'll tell you something else that had happened, and I'm going to send this to you as well. He sent such a confusing. He was the only person of all the people in our magazine that the publisher wouldn't publish. I'm going to send you the article because it was just very much all over the place, and he says, I can't work with this. And so if you read this, you go, okay, this guy, I think, honestly, I think it could be a little bit of brain damage. I'm not sure. And he's very sweet. He adores me, but this class is shaping up to be too important. You know, there's a lot of money here. There's a lot of all of our students. Almost everybody knows everybody else intimately. And I think it would be disruptive energy. And I'm nervous about it.
Yeah.
So here's what you want to say. Yeah. I think we're going to do another one in March because Mel wants to come and Fred.
I need you to email me the parts of Mastermind, what happened with the email, how the administrative fell through the crack. I need you to explain to me how you worked the deal out because I still don't quite 100% understand. I don't need you to tell it to me again. I just need you to write it out real quick. And then the thing about March, Forbes, you want to do another Forbes Factor Live in March, really?
Well, we can. I know Fred wants to come. Mel wants to come. We can probably.
Let's see how this one goes.
Right, but
and how the upsell goes in it.
But what we can say
why don't we just sell the upsell to Fred and Mel?
But what we can say to him is, look, we're going to do another one in March for non-students.
Then just not do it or not inform him about it?
Maybe, maybe not.
Okay, that sounds fine. Just can you put that all in the email? You just bullet point it out for me, all the things you want me to hit. And you don't have to go overly in depth about it. It just make sure it happens. Anything else?
That's a lot right now, but there is a lot of other things.
No, I need them right now. I've got Ann Kesselman for the VIP ticket. I've got Adam. I've got the food guy that I have to call for Forbes Factor Live for the VIP dinner, and then we'll be good on that. I need you to send me the list of all the expenses that you did for the Mazzaros that Chuck did so that I can go do that. Anything else?
Not right now.
Okay.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. Have fun.
All right, love you.
Love you too. Bye. What'd you make? Oh, thank you. I thought you were going somewhere. Oh, you made eggs. Hi. What?
That's what changed. It looks smaller.
Yeah. You're right.
Oh, just a jacket.
See, very formal looking. It's funny because all is just gray.
Oh.
Can you turn these two lights out for me?
Yeah, which ones? Oh,
Right here.
these ones.
And the camera. What's up?
Nothing, I just wanted to say good morning because I haven't been downstairs. I've been studying the College Board SAT. I like their content a lot. I forgot why, like...
Who?
We didn't take it more seriously.
Oh, what's your face, yeah.
Yeah, but they're a little control freak about how they want everything to be done their way. And I'm like, oh.
Meaning?
Like, I don't like taking paper notes, and they're very paper people, and they make you do their work practice books, even though they structured a certain way, and I'm like, I'd rather have, like, you know, a little bit of flexibility for the most part. I'm actually enjoying it.
I don't have Grant Cardone's login information.
Oh, I put it in the Discord.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you go to...
That's fine, just as long as it's there. I got a whole bunch of other things on.
Yeah, it's in resources, an open chat, open area.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it as my email, and if you want to write this down, make money 1, it's a password. I need to call them and make sure that's not a reoccurring payment of $600. They're kind of slimy because I found out when they said you could sign up for this free coaching thing for 14 days, that you wouldn't be charged at the end of the 14 trial period. And I thought that was bizarre. But when I read it, I went, huh, maybe they're different. That's maybe why it works so well. And so I signed up. Lo and behold, they charged me at the end of the 14 days, $90. And they're like, well, it says, and I'm like, guys, like, I didn't even use it at the end of the thing. Like, I'd be happy to just tell you that I didn't use it and you guys could refund me, or I could just put it as a dispute. And then he was like, I'll give you a refund right away. I was like, okay. Like, that was a little bizarre. Like, no problem with that. I got my money back. It's a pretty easy encounter. But then I went back just to make sure and looked at mine, and it said reoccurring on the other one for Grant Cardone.
At 600?
Yeah, but I don't think it's reoccurring.
Why don't you call the same person you just talked to in his office, because his office is very accessible, and go, hey, what did I sign up for here?
Yeah, I just want to make sure, 'cause yeah.
Oh, man. Information.
Nope, it's a one-time. It was only because they had the reoccurring. So that was kind of a tricky move, but I don't. Maybe I must have misread it or something, because they've been very like transparent about giving it back and stuff, and no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the one thing I thought a little hiccup was.
Okay.
But now I'm never signing up for something again, even if it says that.
Well, it does kind of burn you at some point, and you get to give a very different sensibility. Can you make it one click warmer in here, please? What does it say over there?
71.
Like 72.
Oh shit.
What?
Who set the temp to 86?
I did not. That would have been automatic. That's not. I saw a reason that's not me, and it's not good.
Yeah, that shouldn't be like that. I saw that yesterday. Someone turned the temperature up to 85, and it was 85 degrees downstairs. That's bad business. I'll run our money up.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, that's all. I'm not sick anymore, by the way. I just didn't want to.
No, I appreciate that. What are you doing today?
SAT courses.
Cool. Hey, actually, Riker, I have a question for you. Are you good with a camera? Could you come in a little bit? I don't know. I'm short a camera person. I want to make sure that our pictures and things get taken right. I don't know. I just got a cool.
Could I get a little crash course from Josh or someone on how to use a camera? Like, I just don't know the buttons. Like, I'm sure I could hold a camera.
Do you think it should just be on an iPhone? Is this good a camera?
You're not gonna get the shots that you want. They're not gonna look that like that.
Would you be okay with coming for 2 hours a day and taking pictures?
Yeah.
But nothing else.
I can do an iPhone, but unless like he gives me a crash course on the better camera, they're not gonna come out like the good camera quality.
Would you just ask him? I'd just be nice to have another hand around. I don't know. I'm just. People want so much money for things right now.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
All right.
No promises on the quality is my first camera shoot.
Well, actually, you know what I think I would. You know what I think I would like, is that maybe just in the morning as people are coming in. Because he's in the studio working with me, getting set up, and so there's a time period between about 8:39, and then McKenna is in the conference room warming up people to come in, and then I think you could be done. If you could just every morning could cover the morning photo shoot, ask him about that.
All right, cool.
That would be helpful to me. Okay, that's interesting.
So yeah, I'm gonna start off with some research on my own, just because I don't want to get him sick for the photo shoot.
Right. Okay. It
But
doesn't
then-
happen until next Wednesday anyway. Next Thursday.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give it a couple days, make sure I'm completely healed. Do my own research, and then when I come in, I'll have the base knowledge, what I know. We'll work on the camera. He'll give me all the details, and then, hopefully
Cool.
I can take some photos for you.
Cool. I would appreciate that. I think that'll be fun. Thank you.
Didn't even wash your hands. Take a lesson from me. Start off with that.
So, there's a thing called Handshake, which is a college intern program kind of concept. Do you think that I could have your expertise, your expertise
I don't have an expertise in that stuff, but
in looking at Handshake and seeing how I can enroll some interns? It's just you and me.
yeah, I know.
Well, I can share some with you.
Please.
I would like in exchange for all the things that I give you, like a little bit of, is that okay?
Yeah.
I ask a lot, but this is just right up your alley. And I don't have a show anymore, I don't have anything.
What happened to Michelle?
Go back to her. She wants to be fun, she wants to be government, she doesn't know what she's doing. And she doesn't know. But I meant to look it up. I haven't been time to do it because I'm busy doing a live event that's bringing us money. And by the way, here's the other thing, and I'm gonna not hold over your head but make you a deal. Want a car? I could use a little help. That's all it is. You can get a job or you can just help me a little bit. And yeah, I know. So Handshake is a program and to try to work on what a job description to work with your mom or what our company is, things that you do really well, and then to find a couple interns. We're not talking to Ken about this at all, this is just me.
I was a little uneasy just because, like,
It's had nothing to do with her. At all. I'm not even telling her. I'm kind of not really, I think I'm
why do
taking.
you want the interns?
I need fucking help. I'd like to hire an assistant. That's one thing I'd like to do. I'm gonna run it through my company. So I need somebody, but at least interns. I've always had interns. Interns for video, interns for the studio. I'm running the studio. Interns for work what I'm doing, you know, in marketing and entrepreneurship. I would love that, but I'd love a little assistance doing that, and I'm happy to give you my car when I get a new one, which is worth $20,000. You get a brand new, you know, not brand new, but you get a very nice car. Sure. Cool. I love that. Thank you. Just keep me posted on what you find. Maybe give me a 15-minute kind of catch up at the end of the day. Cool. However many days you do this.
I'll probably do it later today. I'm in the middle of something.
You have reached McKenna Riley's voicemail. reached McKenna Riley's voicemail.
All right, so one thing at a time. God damn it. You know what? You're making my life really uncomfortable.
You have reached McKenna. McKenna.
Hello?
Hey, sorry about that. What's up?
Are you at your computer?
I will be in like 15 minutes.
Okay, I have a bit of a last minute emergency and I need your help on something. I am giving a speech and there's 300 women there today at 4:30. They already have in their book that it goes to Pitch Secrets Masterclass. Okay, that's great. Now it says as a gift, but it's $19. What I need on the second page is the GSD bundle. You have...
GSD's already an upsell on.
Right, I don't want them going to GSD. There is no more GSD. GSD, all that's irrelevant. I want them to go to the page, and I'll make a video right now that looks like the GSD page that's there, the upsell page, but it directs to GSD a bundle. Because it's what I'm already doing. If you go there, go to the GSD page, it's already built. It's what we're doing for Real Summits. It's already built because it's what we were doing for Real Summits.
Oh, and I just have to change the dates on that. And what time? At 4? Can you go to the front desk?
To change the date, and also they're going to get an email on the back end informing them of something. Maybe the email is just generic.
Wait, say that one more time?
Right now, GSD a bundle is for last month. All the sequencing and everything is last month. You haven't updated it for November 26th yet. I know that, right?
Okay, you're correct.
So what I would like it to do is I'd like them to be able to sign up. I've made it $297. I realized that even if people go to GSD a bundle as the link, you've redirected it to the regular GSD.
Yes, because we stopped offering it. I realized you were going to offer it again.
Right, but we are, and I was trying to figure out how do I fucking get 300 women who are going to love me to pay me money today.
Okay, so you are going to make a video, and then I need to go in and set up the dates for December 3rd and December 10th, the GSD bundle, and then put that up against Pitch Secrets Masterclass.
Correct. And then also just make sure whatever email they get just generically dumps them in and says, hey, you're registered, we'll get back to you with more information.
Okay, you have to do something for me.
What?
You have to apologize.
For everything. I'm sorry, for what?
Talking shit to literally everybody about me.
What do you mean? Who are you talking about?
You talk shit to Dad, to Trish. I've been hearing all about it. Stop talking trash about me.
I'm not talking trash about you. I'm talking trash about me with you. About how upset I've been.
Trash about. Well, you should talk to me about it. Why are you talking to them about it?
Okay, because I get upset and everybody sees it or hears it, and it's been a very tough week with us. So I'm not talking specifically to you. They're talking with me because I've been crying or yelling or screaming or whatever. So it's not about you. Like I'm complaining to them. That's not what's happening.
I've been crying and screaming all this week too, and I do it in my privacy. And I don't.
Well, I don't get to do it because Trish is here and everybody sees it. So if I'm talking about you, and I'm sorry, but that we haven't fixed this. That's what I'm sorry about.
You don't need to talk trash.
I'm not talking. So what did somebody say I said? So I understand what you're referring to. I'm not. I called your dad to say, is McKenna at home? Because I didn't hear from her. He's like, yeah, she came in at 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay, that's not talking trash. I don't know. I understand that. But if you looked at my text, I don't know what happened to you.
You know what happened to me? My heart broke because my family broke my heart. And now I'm going to go build you pages.
And I love you too. Bye. I'm sorry. You caught me at a weird moment.
That's all right.
No, I
You
apologize.
thought it was just a finished product. I'm just learning a technique.
I'm sorry. I didn't know what you were doing, and I shouldn't have said anything. I came in the wrong. It's like I felt like I got set up. Where are you going? Okay.